Okay, this video is for John O'Neill, O'Neill Properties and Resorts. I guess he's our unofficial team captain for Team Powder Resort Properties of Whistler, British Columbia. Well, I don't know, we were just remembering how much fun baseball is in Whistler. Anyways, thank you, the Cars. I don't know, because every time I hear the Cars, whenever I see your smiling face and I hear that song, Cars, it's like I think of baseball and I think of John O'Neill. You're the first guy. You always bubble the top. Always, 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 always. The best boss we never had. Because if everybody, because Kimberly tried so hard to educate us on fixing our bad habits as employees. She worked diligently overtime. She had magic fingers. She could type up essays and essays of proper, logical, rational rationale for doing things the right way. You stupid, dumb bunnies from Australia or from Thunder Bay or from orphans from Hong Kong, or I don't know. There's such a, I don't know. And then the day, I don't know. There's just incredible variety of mixing of peoples there, going through, for a year or 6 months or 3 years in my case of the Whistler experience. And then you have your mystery boss, Rob O'Neill, the total mystery man. I wouldn't even know we had a boss. Our boss was, I don't know. Bruce Pite was my boss. And then I guess I learned about all the rest of the organization later. Because I just got to Whistler. I left the zone in Thunder Bay, which was a communal home where Van Cinderly, our guest of honor, Caesar's Palace, Brian Brescia, Bill Stamp, currently being vilified because it's Roast Billy week. And who else was in there? Hector Dougal was a regular guest. Wes was around. Moose McKenzie was there. I don't know if Jason Papage was there or not. I don't think he was hanging out with us alcoholics. He was much, much, much healthier. Who else was living with me? Well, Chad Thomason was a frequent guest. There's some people that are deliberately being blocked off from me, and it makes me look bad as host of this, because I started off as the John O'Neill show, but I want to introduce John O'Neill, my boss in Whistler at Powder Resort Properties, because right after I hung out with all these clown alcoholics in Thunder Bay, including Daryl MacArthur and Hector Dougal's brother, Scott Dougal, director of Google, who is officially the corporate boss of the inverted Luciferian philosophy that I need to be blackballed because my Masonic bloodline is so strong. I have to be a senior bloodline person who must be persecuted for lifetime because my family history is that I am a star seed of light from outside of Earth plane, parachuted in to play Jesus Messiah for sure, because somebody had to do it, and it had to be me, because I'm the only one here. So I'm your worshipful master, the Master Mason, David Cullen Burroughs, reincarnated as a tulku, which is a term from Tibetan Buddhism about reincarnating of enlightened beings of the rainbow body light or something. Anyways, we've been talking about reptilian traits in human beings rather than strange stories about how I came to be known as Lord Kanananda. It was bestowed upon me by Lord Krishna. Anyways, this is a treasure chest of stuff called hoarding things, including in vast sums of money on a totally capitalist, money-based planet. And people who propagate this because on the inside they're human, but they always wear reptilian armor that turns them all into Jeffrey Epstein and Prince Andrew. Because if you wear red and white on July the 1st, then either you intend to insult Every Child Matters, where you're supposed to wear orange t-shirts and to say Every Child Matters, but I'm just going to report, they're not available in Thunder Bay, where it should start. Because last year I had an orange t-shirt and I put it on. And I didn't buy booze, and I didn't drink booze, and I didn't hang out with people. And I certainly didn't eat meat. And I walked up and down Arthur Street in Thunder Bay, Ontario. It was a hot day, summer day, with my pack sack and some water bottles. And I walked. Me. Let's call it Spirit Quest. Because I have my associated band of cosmic characters. Some of which come originally through demonic technology, the Dr. Evil Tantalus device, known as remote neural monitoring. Other brand is RLM, remote learning modules, which are more advanced than Elon Musk's implantable implant in your brain. Mind meld technology developed from interfacing with Mr. Spock, who was a hybrid, half Vulcan, half human, who brought over Vulcan technology that was built into us, but we just weren't even aware of it. So they activated that, us. And then, I don't know, people pretend that they boost it using technology, but the Traveler in Star Trek The Next Generation, who was Wesley Crusher's mentor, let's go with boyfriend. Because they never really showed us who he really is. Because they showed us he was an odd-looking alien, quite often when he was interacting with Picard, for example, and just totally foreign to, I don't know, Wesley would have been, 14. He's queerly queer. And I'm an openly gay man, and I was queer at 14, but I was totally in the closet. But, he always presents himself to Wesley as a male. And multiple things, because he also appeared to Wesley as a Canadian Aboriginal actor, and I don't know the guy's name, but he appears with that. And then he switched back into the Traveler from earlier visit. But in the end, what Wesley really wants is his twin flamer. So the Traveler is Wesley's twin flamer. In my romantic gay novel called Hello, Hi, or something. Okay, so in other news, we also want to always shout out to our friends Cheech and Chong. I'm serious. If you start bringing Jimmy Steele around, the Cheech and Chong are going to be going, there's never going to be enough weed to deal with Mac the Knife when it's here's Johnny for real in your life, and the recent story. But I don't just go back and look and torture Bobby Burrows. I know we don't want to talk about that too much, but we seem to talk about it so everybody knows that it was the purported country of a so far away country called Iran, declaring war on the USA, their former ally, and storming the American embassy. And for 444 days or something, Americans were being held. But, I don't know, it was every day you were reminded of this. And then there would always be some magic number that would be somehow related to astrology, Ronald Reagan, and the fact that it was actually Nancy Reagan who was a compulsive obsessive about astrology when it came to any particular moment when action had to be taken. It was the occult takeover at the White House. And then what happened? It was a joint effort. Now Reagan, because the other side is Crowley, because Barbara Bush is Aleister Crowley, pretending to be his daughter, Barbara Bush, purported to be produced through a purported copulation in an orgy where usually Aleister Crowley likes to be a voyeur, like Alfred Hitchcock, watching other people perform what used to be considered animal sex acts, but then were elevated to an art form by Mark Wallace, always downplayed next to Hedgehog or Big Johnny Holmes, Johnny Watt. But Hector Dougal would probably say Mark Wallace because he's understated. He comes and he does his job and he's like, what you see is what you get, honey bunch. And the rest of him, he shapeshifts out of that picture. He really did. He never uses that out. No, only in porn. Offset, he's a shapeshifter like Odo from Star Trek Deep Space DS9. Do I shapeshift? No, I don't intend to. Do I witness myself looking different in the mirror or when I'm talking on the phone? Yeah. How do I attribute that to? Advanced psychosis. What is psychosis? Someone who's living in their own dream world. And yet that's normalized. When, I don't know, within like weeks of you being delivered to your human earth parents, within weeks, pops right away. As soon as they see you, they're going to break into song and they're going to sing you the only programming. It's the C prompt in Windows, Microsoft's predecessor to, no, in DOS, predecessor to Windows. I don't know, it was I did it before Windows. I didn't know there was advanced stuff from Japan that was like super advanced. It was those video games or I don't know, rock hard video games. I still remember wondering how on earth can they make these super advanced computers that can do this amazing kind of video stuff. When I look around at how primitive things really are around us, no, I didn't really. I don't know. It was just I do know. Like when we were talking about the reptilian side. These are just touching on various subjects that me and the entourage of the usual cast of idiots are always interested in because they just are so fascinating as characters. And now, okay, so we were investigating the death of Michael Hutchence, lead singer of INXS. Now, the current roastee these weeks is, well, a number of different people, but Bill Stamp has been on the Kitchen blog for what is known as the horrific epithet called the rape of Kenny Kidd. Remember, Kenny Kidd is considered a Twizzler in modern definitions. Twinks are hairless dudes who officially should be safely 25 before they're allowed to get into porn. It's a foreign standard. Nobody agrees with it. Officially, no one could ever agree with it unofficially. And yet, official government religion of the State of Israel says age 13 is the age of consent. Because that's the spiritual. As far as I know, I'm not Jewish and I was never brought up in Jewishness. But in piecing together jigsaw puzzle after jigsaw puzzle after jigsaw puzzle on planet Earth of all of the unbelievable amount of information about various completely foreign to each other Earth cultures. And some of it is incredibly secret, and it was only when the internet was invented when people, bullshit artists start just putting out stuff. And eventually the 100 monkey effect worked. It really worked. So much bullshit and blather was on the internet. But somehow people just learned to discern truth from falsehood. They just did, and they built their own way of dealing with reality, which is the field of dreams of you. If you don't believe me, then I'm going to have to turn it over to the guy down the street, Cosmo Kramer. And then Cosmo Kramer is going to look at the media in Thunder Bay, Port Arthur. He's going to say, I don't know, you have to have a cut scene here, guys, where you actually have to have, well, who writes? For Michael Richards, Fridays. That was his initial entry into TV land. Now, Fridays is on Friday nights, and Gordon and Shamira watch Fridays with me. Probably Paul and Shamira too. They love Benny Hill. For sure, for sure, for sure. Paul and Shamira, if you need an if anybody else other than Paul, because Gordon knows everything. I don't know. Maybe they still need to the tank. I don't know. Anyways, the Nishimura brothers are experts at decoding British humor that whose bloodline is British, 100% British, I can't make heads or tails of Benny Hill. It doesn't even make me funny. It's bewilderment. I am bewildered when I want. And today I'm given to laugh, but in those days I would have to try and laugh. Try and laugh when you're completely bewildered because it doesn't appear funny to you. And Gordon and Paul, either they really find it funny, which I really did think that they found it funny. And I'm looking at them and I really believe I should find Benny Hill because it's my heritage. I mean, I wasn't born in Britain, but, all my bloodlines originate in Great Britain. And clearly the Nishimura clan are from Japan. And they're not born in Japan. They're born in Thunder Bay like me. Ontario, Canada, this crazy place. Turtle Island used to be and still is. And I don't know, it's becoming more apparent that I don't even understand what Turtle Island means. Does that make me a white settler? I don't know. Yes. I'm bewildered by my status altogether. And I just live with being bewilderbeast all the time. So that's one of my spirit animals is the bewilderbeast. Because I had a CD, and it might have come from Great Britain. It was something of Bewilder. I said it before better. Bewildered. Was it Bewildered Beast? Bewildebeest. Bewildebeest. What are wildebeest? Well, they're fed on by carnivorous, huge lions, tigers, and leopards, and later they're scavenged by, no, not wolverines, that's North America. In Africa, it would be laughing hyenas. I don't know, mad hysterical laughter of hyenas. And hyenas aren't that far away from another dog-like creature called the jackal. Now, I'm not sure which continent the jackal is native to. I don't think it's North America. I don't think, no. So it's not North American, the jackal. And in the movie, The Day of the Jackal, I think the jackal was a Frenchman, which would make the jackal Eurasian landmass, which is connected by land bridge. I don't know, can you get a jackal across, I don't know, from Eurasia into Africa? Of course, there are natural trading routes there. It's just that North America and South America are totally separated from Eurasia and Australia and micro places like Hawaii. So the jackal, Day of the Jackal, and then born of a jackal, Damien Thorn of the Omen, and my strange cousin, and flower girl of my mother and father's wedding, Debbie Burroughs Bond. Vancouver, Lower Mainland, British Columbia, and I don't know. She's pretending to be even more bizarre than me. And currently, no, she's considered a Nancy the Salt Monster from Star Trek the original series. Gotta go.